Hello, students. Good afternoon to all of you. I hope you will be fine at home. And I, Rasa Saxena, working as assistant professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, welcome you all in this lecture of unit number 3, code having EE311, and the subject name is Power System Instrumentation. Now, as I earlier told you, because we have started the unit number 3, so in my previous lectures, basically we have studied in the unit number 1 about the errors. What about the errors? Errors are basically what? We having some error like random, cross, environmental, okay, and we can say the parallax error is one form of it. So these are so many errors while we measure something. Measure something means if I want to measure current in a circuit, because instrumentation is basically dealing with the instrument, and why we are using the instrument for measuring purpose. So the measuring instruments cover in the power system, we can call as power system instrumentation. Okay, now if I want to measure the voltage, for example, do I need a voltmeter? But if I don't know which type of voltage I have to measure, that is DC, though I use moving coil. If it is AC, I use moving iron. But my dear student, range is also given, and if it is not calibrated, then it will give you always error. So calibration is there and sensitivity is there, but we also know about the errors, that if I will get the reading, maybe plus minus 5% will be the error, maybe in minus 5, maybe in plus 5, you can see. So these all things should be also, we have to keep in our mind while measuring the voltage, while measuring the current through voltmeter or meter, which I am using basically. Okay, so that is the in the errors. And if we having so many errors, for example I am having five, one thing is there. I want to measure the voltage and I use voltmeter, so I took six readings. I took what? Six readings. If I want to measure 5 volt in a one reading, it means it is accurate because 5 volt will be the value. But if I am getting 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.8, and 4.8, now 4.9 is nearer to 5, but it is a precision, not accuracy. So what we have to do? Just add all 5, divide by 5. That is what? It is your mean. Now if I am getting the deviation from the mean, because 4.9, 4.8, 4.7, if I'm dividing all, I get the average, for example 4.5. Now 5 and 4.5 I'm getting zero point 0.5, and if I'm readings getting the deviation one by one, 5 readings are there, so 5 deviation will be there. So how can we calculate? Though another method is statistical, we use method, that is in statics we use, in mathematical we use, that is standard deviation, variance and standard deviation. So standard deviation is there and variance is there. And how can we represent these error? In a Gaussian curve form. In a Gaussian curve form. So this is this we talked a lot in the unit number 1. Now unit number 2 is basically the transducer. Transducer, if I am talking about, my dear student, transducer. So transducer is basically the component, element, or part of a circuit which is used to convert one form of energy to the another. One form means what? Maybe physical form, that is chemical, mechanical, and so many. Okay, we can convert it to the electrical because we are talking about electrical, and we are the student of electrical, and we are studying in electrical engineering branch. So we basically considering as a electrical transducer. The electrical transducer convert any physical quantity into the electrical energy. Okay, one form of energy to the another form. So that is transducer. Okay, we having so many types. We having primary, secondary, active, passive, as per the transduction we can say. So we having capacitive, inductive, okay, photovoltaic, photoconductive. So many we can say we have, for example, we having linear variable differential transducer, transformer, LVDT, RVDT, RTD, resistance temperature detector, resistance thermometer, okay, strain gauge. We can say what? Strain gauge is there. Then we having thermocouple. Then we having photovoltaic, transducer, solar cells, piezoelectric crystal. So many things we have studied in the unit number. Now this is the unit number 3. That is the signal conditioning. Now, if I want to filter out or condition the signal, so I need so many things. I need a measuring instrument. Error, if I know, so I can easily identify that how many error we'll find, or what will be the output I am getting. If I am getting the right output, that it will be having some errors. So we identified. So if I use signal, so I have to convert that signal into my desired signal. For example, I want to convert the analog signal I am having, convert it to digital. So I need analog to digital converter. Okay, so I need transducer there. So transducer will be there. Though in signal conditioning we have transducer also, but we having the amplifiers. Why we are using amplifier, my dear student? I earlier told you, if I want to having the signal which I convert with the help of the transducer. Now I have to basically amplify that signal. So I need what? I need amplifier. So that is why we need amplifiers. So before this lecture, basically the first lecture of unit number 3, in my previous lecture, I talked to you about the differential amplifier. I talked to you about what? The differential amplifier. So in differential amplifier, we having three amplifiers. Three amplifier means three operational amplifiers, and they are basically IC741. The chip number which we called as IC741 represent 6 pin of op-amp, because operational amplifier we can use for addition, difference, integrator, differentiator, logarithmic, whatever, in which condition you want, you can use op-amp in that different conditions. So op-amp we are using, but that op-amp we can convert into the differential amplifier. In differential amplifier, three amplifiers are there, 1, 2, and 3. One op-amp, two op-amp, and three op-amp. So the output of two op-amps will be same, but the difference we'll getting it from the differential amplifier. That we'll get in the output, and that is the differential amplifier. Basically, how the differential amplifier works. Now, this is a whole about my lectures, my previous lectures, and this. Now, in this lecture, I want to basically teach you or tell you about isolation amplifiers. How many types of isolation amplifier we have, how they work, where we are using, application, and what are the advantages. Because if advantages are more, that is why we are using. If disadvantages are more, then why we are using, by this way? One thing will give you the more disadvantage, means more demerits. Why we are using? If merits are more, then it is feasible or good for us to use it. But if the demerits are more, that it is not feasible or good to use it. Okay, I hope you understand. Objectives. If I want to deliver you something, for example, if you order from some e-commerce websites, something you want, the main objective of that e-commerce website is to deliver the product which you want, which for which you have paid or you want to pay on delivery, basically, at at most earliest, within the prescribed time or before that time, and satisfy the customer, basically satisfy you, because you are purchasing. So my objective to deliver this lecture is understand the basic of isolation amplifiers. What is basically the what is the isolation amplifier, what is the basic behind it, why we are using it, and what is the basics we are using, and understand the different types of isolation amplifiers. First, we are basically considering the basic. What is the basic theory we have, why we are using this isolation amplifier, and why we called as isolation amplifier, why it is called as isolation. First, isolation is word is there to isolate something, and the isolation came from the isolate, basically we are isolate something. So that is the isolation amplifier. And secondly, different types of isolation amplifier, because we having so many types of isolation amplifier, so understand the types of that. Okay, so this is my objectives. Now, isolation amplifiers, starting from isolation amplifiers provide electrical isolation and electrical safety behavior. Now, the isolation means I want to isolate one thing from the another. For example, I want to isolate the basic thing in the isolation means, for example, nowadays we are suffering from pandemic. So in pandemic, if anyone in your family having the symptoms of COVID-19, we can say, so what you do, you quarantine that person, Hydroquarantine is basically the word, came new one, but it is the isolation. Means that person should go into the isolation, and you also make some isolation with that. Otherwise, you will also suffer from that disease. Okay, so that is the isolation. So isolation amplifier provide electrical isolation, because we are talking about the electrical engineering. So which type of isolation provide? It provides the electrical isolation and electrical safety barrier also. It basically give you what? It providing the barrier, safety barrier. It's providing basically the safety barrier. If safety barrier is not there, the isolation is not there, so we basically not prevent it. So basically why we are using this? We are using for provide the electrical isolation and electrical safety barrier. Now, my dear student, they protect the patients from leakage currents. Now, one thing is there, my dear student. If I'm talking about the patient here, so nowadays we are doing ECG, we are doing MRI, okay? We are doing so many things to identify the which type of disease you have in your body. Maybe the heart disease, maybe the kidney disease, maybe the lung disease, maybe the stone problem, maybe the whatever, orthopedic, okay, neuro, related to eye, related to ENT. So these we can check with the machines. So though those machines are basically required electrical power. They require the electrical power, and so many things are working in that machine requires supply. That is electrical supply. So if electrical supply is there, though it may be some leakage current. So if we want that to protect the patient from leakage currents, we need this isolation amplifier, because this isolation amplifier provides you electrical isolation and electrical safety barrier. They protect patient from leakage current. Otherwise, the shock will take place. And if shock is there, the patient get the shock and severely it affected. He or she will severely affected. Okay, so protect the patient from leakage currents. Now, they break the ohmic continuity of electrical signals. Now, there will be some ohmic continuity which is given by Ohm's law. V is proportional to I is equal to V upon R, and V is equal to I into R. So that is the ohmic continuity. So they break the current flowing basically. Continuity of electrical signals between input and output. Isolation. Input and isolation. So basically they break the ohmic continuity of electrical signals between input and output. I hope you understand. Then isolated power supplies are provided for both the input and outputs. Now, one thing is there, if I'm isolating between 1 and 2, input and output, if I'm isolating, so input power is also need supply, okay, and output also. So isolated power supplies are provided for both input side also and output side also. Okay, then used to amplify low level signals. Why we are using? Because I am calling as an amplifier, my dear student. So the process or the basic thing for amplifier is to amplify the signals, increase the signal value. That is amplification. So amplify the low level signals. So that is why we are using amplifier. So that is the isolation. But what isolation amplifier provide? Electrical isolation and electrical safety barrier, and protect the patient from leakage currents. Break the ohmic continuity of electrical signals between input and output. Isolated power supplies are provided for both input and output stages. Input and output stages used to amplify low level signals, because it is amplified. Now see, it is look like this. The general pin configuration of isolation amplifier. That is what? A general pin configuration. Now this is the pin configuration. How? Now see, if I am using op-amp, so op-amp always having how many pins? 6 pins. Okay, that is called as IC741. But here it is basically the resistance, input and neutral we having, ground 1 and 2 ground we having, out we having, out we having, DD we having DD1 and DD2. Now this is the isolation. This is what? This is the isolation. So isolation amplifier we are using for the electrical isolation, protect the patient from leakage current, because in so many machines we are using electrical supply. So means so many, not so many, in all machines. Nowadays we are using the basically expert system in the machines which we are using. And in so many machines we use electrical supply, because so many component, that is electronic components, we basically use in that machines, and that machine require electrical power to work on, okay, to work on it. So we need electrical power. So if electrical power we are needing, or we are in the need of electrical power, so how can we isolate? So if I want to make isolation from that electrical power or the leakage current, I use this amplifier, that is isolation amplifier. And this is the basically the construction of pin configuration, we can say, that is VDD1, VDD2, V input, V input, P or N, you can say, V out P, V out P, phase and neutral, phase and neutral, we can say, and ground 1, ground 1. So this is the pin configuration. Now types. Now this is the basic thing. What is isolation transformer? Okay, the types we have. What are the types we have? Where we use it? Okay. So first, what is isolation? Isolation means it gives electrical isolation. The main thing which we have to keep in our mind, that isolation, if I are using, so I have to isolate from one to other, from to one to another. So if I'm making the isolation between 1 and 2, I need this type of one. And obviously it is an amplifier, though it amplifies the signal. Okay, so there are three types of methods are used to design isolation. Three types of methods are used to design isolation. How can we define? First is the transformer isolation. Second is the optical isolation. Third is the capacitive isolation. Now the basic thing or the main thing of this isolation amplifier is to isolate from electrical supply, or electrical isolation we are having. We are having this type of isolation, my dear student, electrical isolation. Which type of isolation? That is electrical isolation. So electrical isolation means we basically make isolation between the leakage current and the healthy, means fault and healthy, if we can say. So we are making isolation between healthier component and the faulty component. Okay, so there are the types of method are used to design isolation amplifier. First is the transformer isolation, second is the optical isolation, third is the capacitive isolation. Now taking one by one. That is the basically transformer coupled isolation amplifier. Now it is very bulkier image for you, bulkier, but it is very concise also. A very simple thing which I am showing here. Now this is the primary voltage, that is VPN, the terminal we have it, minus and positive, plus and negative sign. Then we are using operational amplifier. We are using operational amplifier. Here we are having the rectifier. Okay. Here we have the transformer we are using for isolating amplifier. That is the transformer coupled isolation amplifier. Hearing what? Transformer coupled means we are using transformer with isolation amplifier. Okay, that is here. Then we having the secondary. This is the operational amplifier for primary phase. This is the secondary phase. Here we having the power supply. This we having the voltage oblique current we have, and we having the oscillator we are using. What we are using? Oscillator to generate the frequency range which you want, or signals which you want, in which frequency you want, basically. So that is here. And power supply is given by here, is shown here, and output will be the secondary current output we are getting from here, and that is the sign, that is plus supply and minus, means in output we are getting. So the isolation I am making is with the help of transformer. That is why it is known as transformer coupled. It is known as transformer coupled isolation. Means for the coupling purpose I am using the transformer. And transformer why I am using? Because transformer stepping up or stepping down the voltage and current. And why, basically what is transformer? You all know transformer is an electromagnetic static device. Electromagnetic static device which is used to transform the power or energy from one circuit to another circuit without changing its frequency, but changes the voltage level, current level. If voltage is increasing, step up. If voltage is shrinking, step down. If current is decreasing, step up. If current is increasing, step down. Okay, so if voltage is increasing, current is decreasing. If voltage is decreasing, current is visible. Okay? Inversely we can say. So here we having what? The primary voltage we are having. Then we have op amp, that is operational amplifier. Then it will be the rectifier. Transformer is there. Isolating amplifier we can say with the transformer coupling. Then we having the oscillator output. Secondary op amp is there. This is the primary, this is the secondary. Power supply we have, because we have to give the supply, because op amp is basically IC741. So one supply we have to give on the pin. That is here. Secondary current output is there. We are getting from here. So I hope you understand about this thing. Now, where we use, why we use, basically why we are using this, and what is transformer coupled isolation amplifier basically. Now it uses either frequency modulated or a pulse width modulated carrier. Now it takes the signal, because if I want to amplify it, basically I want to amplify the signals level, so I need signals in input. I need what, my dear student? Signals. So it uses either frequency modulated, or we can say FM modulator is there, or PWM, that is pulse width modulated carrier signals. In FM, we can say we always work for the frequency, because if I'm talking about the sine wave, that is what, sine wave having the frequency, we always write like this: V is equals to Vm sine omega t. So Vm is the amplitude, sine omega t. Omega is the rotation velocity, and omega is equals to 2 pi f. So f, what frequency? So we are considered for that frequency, the modulation, changing of that frequency, increase the level of that frequency. Modulation, you all know what is modulation. So it may be the frequency modulated or pulse width modulated, because we are giving the level in the pulse form, so we can modulate the pulse. So pulse width modulation will be there. So pulse width modulated carrier signal we use. Okay, it uses basically. Internally, it has 20 kilohertz oscillator, transformer, rectifier, and filter to provide supply for each isolated stage. Internally, what is it? What is it basically? Internally, it has 20 kilohertz oscillator. Transformer is there for the coupling, rectifier, and filter to provide supplies for each isolated stage. For each isolated stage. Rectifier input to primary op amp. Here using transformer couples the supply directly. Oscillator input to secondary op amp. Here we are using oscillator input to the secondary op amp. See here. Just see here. See the construction. I'm talking about this construction. So directly we are getting this value. Now it uses either frequency modulated, as I earlier told you, or pulse width modulation or modulated carry signals. Internally, it has 20 kilohertz oscillator, transformer, coupling, rectifier, and filter to provide supply for each isolated stage. For each isolated stage, rectifier is input to primary op amp. Transformer couples the supply directly. Oscillators input to secondary op amp. A low pass filter is used to remove the other frequency, because if other frequency component indulge in it, then interference will create. So we have to remove. Now, advantages why we are using this: high CM, common mode rejection ratio, CMRR, that is common mode rejection ratio. Now, common mode rejection ratio means if I am working on the same mode, so many signals with the same mode we are having. If we can reject, means for example, I am getting input 15 signals. 15 signals of same value, but I have to identify that which signal is the most desirable and required. So we have to work for it, and otherwise we have to reject all the common ones. So high common mode rejection ratio, high linearity, working in a linear form, not we can say unlinearity or dislinear. We can say there will be no linearity, though it can be work. So high linearity, then high accuracy, high common mode rejection ratio as required by the amplifier. Op-amp we having this CMMR, high CMMR in op-amp. Always we having high CMMR, that is common mode rejection ratio. High linearity will be there. Input to output linear form will be there. If it is not possible, then no use of this. Means why we are using high accuracy, means it gives accurate results. Accurate results we get from this transformer coupled isolation amplifier. I hope you understand. Now moving forward, example. Now see what I want to show you, my dear student. Here we having the hands and the legs of a person. In the basically hands, or we can say we are connecting with the arms basically. Now we are connecting like this, so we having amplifier. Now this amplifier will give you the output, that is patient signal amplifiers. Patient isolation amplifier we are using here, which gives isolation, and electrical circuit, whole circuit in this, and we having the main transformer for this. And this is your lags basically, and patient ground driven to zero by amplifier. Ground driven. If ground is there, we are making ground driven zero to basically patient ground driven to zero by amplifier. We are using op amp here, another op amp amplifier to driven this, and electrical circuit we are using, and it is an internal shield. Now, if I am using the electrical circuit, my dear student, so I have to make shielding. I have to make shielding. Why I have to make shielding, my dear student? If I am not making the shield, so what will happen? I have to cover it. I have to basically use as per our requirement. So if I have to cover it, I have to make shield of it. I have to make enough form. I have to shield it. Otherwise, it can be interact with the other thing and make a fault, make a short circuit. So I have to do energy. And here we having another transformer, and this is the grounded. Okay, so we can basically use the patient isolation amplifier. In this patient isolation amplifier, basically I'm taking the value of the patient signal from hand and legs. Okay, so this is the example how we are using, and why we are using here. There will be no leakage current flow. Otherwise, what will happen? This person will get a shock. Okay, this is the example. I hope you understand. This is basically isolation amplifier, the phase, how transfer coupled isolation of amplifier look and how it works. It works in this manner. These are the advantages. Why we are using, my dear student, this, and this is the example where I am using this thing. How we are using this thing and why we are using this thing. Because it's having high CMMR, common mode rejection ratio, linearity will be there, and third thing that is more important, accuracy. We are getting the accurate result. Isolation is there. If it is not there, the leakage current will flow and it affects the person, the human being. Okay, I hope you understand. Now moving forward, applications where we are using. That is also most important part. Medical, patient monitoring and diagnostic instrumentation, patient monitoring and diagnostic instrumentation, ground loop elimination and off ground signal measurement, industrial, in industrial, ground loop elimination and off ground signal measurement. In medical, this is the example for medical which I show basically showed you. It's the we can say the patient example in medical form, patient monitoring and diagnostic instrumentation. If I'm talking about the industry, my dear student, if I'm talking about the industrial, that is ground loop. That is what? Ground loop elimination and off ground signal measurement. Ground loop elimination, the elimination we have, and the off ground signal in nuclear, that is input output power isolation. Now, if I'm talking about nuclear, my dear student, so there will be some nuclear power plant, that is the NPCIL, that is under the NPCIL, Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. Similar to that, we having NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. Okay, NPCIL is National Nuclear Power Corporation India Limited. So NTPC, NPCIL. So in this NPCIL, basically we use the fission of nuclear fission energy to heat up the water, basically. So in that case, we have to make isolation. So input and output and power. We having input, then we having the output, and we have the power isolation. We use this type of isolation. That is why it having the electrical application, industrial application, and medical application. I hope you understand. Now moving forward, this is basically the optically isolated isolation amplifier. Now what is it? Optically isolated isolation amplifier. Now previously we talked about basically the transformer coupled isolation amplifier. Here we are talking about, my dear student, about optically isolated isolation amplifier. optically isolated. Now here it is a basic diagram what we are using here. We having the sheet here. This is the optically isolated we are using here. In this a modulator encoder we have. The form we are getting. We are getting voltage in form. We having it reference converting into the modulator and code it to the which form. Clock detector we are needing for the encoder already. This is the LED driver, and these we having the optical isolated isolation amplifier, and this is drivers, so we need diode, and these are the decoder means encoded which demand you want in this that form that signal. Then we have the decode because we want to measure it. Now again decode it and measure it here. So this is basically the optical isolated. Optically we are making it optical. Now the biological signal is converted into light signal by LED for further process. How? The biological signal we are getting from the human body, or we can say if I'm connecting with the arms and legs basically. So the biological signal which we are getting is converted into a light signal by LED for further process. Decoding, we can say. It has patient circuit which is the input circuit. The patient circuit it has what? The patient circuit which is the input circuit. The input circuit has, and a photo transistor which forms the output circuit. We can say if I will give it has the input circuit is what? The patient circuit. Patient circuit is basically working like an input circuit for it, and a photo transistor we are using for the output circuit. Photo transformer which forms basically, which is working for the output circuit, which is working for it as a output circuit. Okay. Now each circuit is battery driven. Now in this each circuit, if I'm talking about here, so each circuit I am getting as a it needed a battery driven. Which battery? It's needed a battery to drive it, to driven basically. So each circuit is the battery driven. Now the input circuit converts the signal to the light. Decode it into the form, convert the signal to the light. Basically biological signal we are getting, and we are getting the LED blinking, that it having the we can say the high pulse rate, low pulse rate, MRI, we can say ECG, EEG, whatever. So in that case it basically the input circuit which we having like this is the input circuit we having the modulator and encoder, and encoder basically inform the LED driver is there. So biological converted for the LED signal, and then we having the shade, then we decode it and convert it to the output what you want. Okay. So each circuit is battery driven. The input circuit consists the signal to light. The input signal converts basically what? Signal. The form of signal, biological signal which we are getting is converted to the light signal. LED, we can say LED form. Light emitting diode is there, which blinks or gives you the LED or whatever it is, basically blinks that it is higher, it is lower. The signal. The signal, what is it? The signal they are giving. Okay. So the input circuit converts the signal to the light, and the output circuit converts light back to the signal. Output circuit do what? Output circuit converts the light back to the signal. Again, light back to the signal. I hope you understand. Now, example. Again, example is there. Now, see here. Here we have the opto isolator. It is optical. Now, we connected with the hand and legs. Resistances are there. R3 E1. This is the amplifier number one. Amplified. Then we have the resistances, voltage source, BJT amplification is there. Then we have the diode is there. LED. You can say LED is there. This is the isolated, optically isolated between these two, because optical signal we have. So we use what? We having the isolated. That is here. And then again LED is there, and that is the ECG output. That is the ECG output. In photo transistor we are having. That is the LED, or we can say the photo transistor we have. So I hope you understand about this thing. That's the basic example. How it is using. Now see, this is the main work, how it works. In a circuit form, in a basically simple form. In this basically we are getting biological signal. Okay, that biological signal is amplified or encode into the light form. LED driver is there which lights it. We need each section needed battery, that is clock detector and battery size we have. Then we having the LED. Then we using the decoder system, and we make optical isolation between these two, because we having the optical signals, so we make optical isolation between the decoded and give to the output. What is it? Okay, this is the same. Now it's simple. In ECG output, we are finding in the waves, find in the form of, just like your CRO output, like cathode ray oscilloscope shows you the waveform. That is the full form, cathode ray oscilloscope. So oscillation will found, the waveform will found in that the output of that basically the monitor of the CRO. So I hope you understand this thing. Now this is the ECG output in phototransistor. We'll go. We'll see now advantages. What are the advantages? Why we use this opto isolator, or we can say the optical coupled isolation amplifier? So my dear student, original frequency and optic amplitude is obtained. In this, we what we'll get optical frequency and amplitude. Optical frequency which we want, on which frequency range we have to work, so we'll get the optical frequency from here, and the amplitude is obtained highly, and amplitude is obtained. Optical frequency means the frequency, for example, original or optical, we can say the original frequency means the I'm I'm moving the signal with 100 hertz, we can say. Now it work between the internally kilohertz, some megahertz, and convert again into the 100 hertz. So original frequency and the amplitude, the same amplitude, for example 40 volt I am getting, so in output again I am getting the 40 output, and the frequency is 100 hertz, so again in the output I am getting the 100 hertz. So that is the original frequency, and amplitude is obtained, which we give in the input. For example, I am giving 40 volt, 100 hertz in input. So many things we are converting biological to, we can say LED driver or analog to digital, whatever, and again output we are getting same 40 volt, 100 hertz. So that is we'll get in this. So that is the main advantage. Higher linearity, high linearity. Now input and output having the high linearity options. If it is not so, then sensitivity will not take place. So high linearity will found in it. Okay, no demodulator or demodulator is needed. No modulator or demodulator. Now in the previous part, that is capacitor coupled isolation amplifier. In that capacitor coupled isolation amplifier, we need modulator or demodulator. Why we need modulator? Because we having the first we have to do the frequency modulation. The modulator I need. PWM is there. Pulse width modulation we are needing. We are in the need. So we have modulator or demodulator is needed in the previous. But in this, that is optical coupled isolation amplifier, no modulator or demodulator is needed, as it couples automatically. Coupling with optical form. Couples with optical form. Now improves patient safety, because it is a isolation amplifier, my dear student. So patient safety will be there. Safety will be there. Why? Electrical safety. If electrical leakage current will flow, so it will give shock to the body and person whose measurement or whose basically we are checking. Okay, so I hope you understand. Now applications. So it is vast range of applications. Now industrial process control we can use it. Data acquisition. We need some data, the form which we want. So industrial process. So if I'm taking industrial process, for example, I want to manufacture a cold drink. In a bottle, I have to fill the cold drink and give into output. So the process I have to follow, so many motors are there, so many things are there. So I have to make some internal process, that's the isolation. So in that case, we use this isolation amplifier. This industrial process control. Data acquisition system. In data acquisition, basically we use nowadays in power system, or if I'm talking about the electrical engineering, we are using SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. Okay, so in that data acquisition, we can collect the data information and basically the accurate form. So it helps in that case. Interface the element. If I'm connecting one element to the another, so I have to make a isolation between that. If I am connecting the component of electrical, so I have to make some isolation between these two. So if I have to make the isolation, so I need this isolation amplifier. So interface element. Biomedical measurements. In biomedical, as I earlier told you, if I want to measure, I have to do the biomedical work. So I need this thing. Means biomedical measurement. I use this type of isolation amplifier. Patient monitoring. Obviously, in the medical line, it is using. We are using this as a part of it, as a part of that circuit. Not whole. It does not look like another. It is a very small thing. It is an amplifier, and basically we are using in the circuit for isolation purpose. Okay. So medical line. That is in the medical line. Patient monitoring. Testing equipment. If I want to test the equipment, make isolation between. So in that case, I use this isolation amplifier. That is optical isolation amplifier. Current shunt measurement. The current shunt measurement. If I want to measure the current, so current shunt measurement is there. Ground loop elimination. Ground loop elimination, and then SCR controls. So industrial process control, data acquisition, interfacing the element, biomedical measurements I have to make. How I have to monitor the patient through ECG or we can say other machines. So we use this isolation amplifier. Now testing equipment. If I want to test the equipment which I purchase from the market or of a company purchase from the market and test that equipment. So in this test equipment or the circuitry of the test equipment, we use this isolation amplifier. That is optically coupled isolation amplifier. That is this one. Example of this. Okay? Like this. This is the example of medical. This is the medical example. Okay. So here we are using like this. Here. So I hope you understand this thing. How current shunt measurement is also there. Ground loop elimination is there. SCR controls we having. Okay. So we have these things. Now capacitively coupled isolation amplifier. Now the first one is the transformer coupled isolation amplifier, in which we are using transformer. Modulated wave is there, and we make isolation with the help of transformer. Secondly, we having more advantages, more applications. Because if I'm talking about the applications of transformer coupled medical, we have we can say in nuclear we have, and in industry we have. Okay. But if I'm talking about the optically coupled, we having so many applications: vast industrial control process, SCR control, shunt current control, testing equipment, interfacing equipment. Okay, and bio means basically testing of the monitoring of the patient with the help of this. So we can make like this. So that is your capacitively coupled isolation amplifier. What is it? The capacitively coupled isolation amplifier. So if I am using the capacitively word, so there will be some capacitive effect we have. Now in capacitively coupled isolation amplifier, see here. Analog input that we are getting. Modulator is there, changing the frequency. Isolation we are making with the barrier with the help of this capacitively coupled, and demodulate at the original range. First we have the original range, for example, 50 hertz. That is the fix for our Indian country or Asian countries, but European giving 60. So for 50 hertz, I have to raise that value to the 250 or we can say 5 kilohertz. So I need modulator. I am doing here. Now isolation I am making with the help of this isolation amplifier, that is capacitively coupled. And now again I am do the work in the circuit, and again I want 50 hertz in output, so I am using demodulator. Okay, I hope you understand about the modulator and demodulator, because you have studied in the electronics, that is the DC, what is the modulation effect, what is the demodulation. So for modulation we use modulator, and for demodulation we use demodulator. Okay, so I hope you understand now. Capacitively coupled isolation amplifier. It uses digital encoding of input voltage and frequency modulation. But optical doesn't need it. Optical isolation amplifier doesn't need basically the frequency modulation, okay, and PWM modulation. But if I'm talking about the transformer coupled, they need they need what? They need what, my dear student? They need frequency modulation and pulse width modulation. It is also uses digital encoding of input voltage and frequency modulation. It uses digital encoding of the input voltage and frequency modulation, both. Okay, the input voltage is converted to the proportional charge on switch capacitor. Now capacitor is there. That is why I'm telling you it is a capacitively coupled. Okay, now input voltage is converted to the proportional charge on the switch capacitor. Proportional charge on a switch. We have in the switch capacitor. So voltage is proportional to the switch capacitor. It has modulator and demodulator circuit. Obviously, ranging the frequency range by the modulator. Again, taking the original range of the frequency to demodulator. So we have it. The signals are sent across a differential capacitor barrier. That is capacitive barrier we have. Differential capacitive barrier we have. Okay. Separate supplies are given for both sides. For demodulator side, for modulator side, and for demodulator side, we need what? Separate supplies. Separate supplies are given for both sides. Demodulator, modulator. Modulator, demodulator. So you understand about this thing? Now it is looking like this. Input signal, modulator we are giving. Capacitive isolation, it is very simple. Capacitive isolation both. Then we have the demodulator and output signal. So we having this supply for modulator also. We having the supply for the demodulator also, and we are making the capacitively coupled isolation amplifier. So capacitive effect is there. That is equal to the voltage with the charges on the capacitor, proportional to that. Okay. So I hope you understand. Now advantages. In this, ripple noise are removed. We can say that unwanted signal we are not having. So ripple noises are removed. Ripple, we can say unwanted noises which you don't want are removed. It avoids device noise, avoid radiate noise and conducted noise. Device noise, radiated noise, which basically radiate from it, and conducted in the basically conduction process. So it avoids. High immunity to magnetic noises. High immunity to the magnetic noises means magnetic noises it can easily remove it. Useful for analog system only, not digital system. This type of system useful for analog systems. I hope you understand this. Has high gain stability and linearity. Now linearity should be there in always in each amplifier. So linearity will be there and has high gain stability. Output we having the high gain stability and linearity. Useful for analog system. High immunity towards the magnetic noises. It avoids device noise. It avoids radiate noise, and it avoids conductive noise also. Ripple noise are removed. You can say. Now, if I'm talking about the applications, my dear student, the application is again data acquisition, interface element between two, patient monitoring, that is ECG and EEG. Though both things we can do. In ECG we are using this capacitively coupled, and EEG we are also using this capacitively coupled. So, so many applications. As per their application, we can use transformer coupled, we can use optical coupled, we can use capacitive coupled. So three types are there. Isolation means electrical isolation, and basically resist the flow of leakage current. So we having what? Transformer coupled, optical coupled, and basically the optical is there. Then we having capacitive coupled. So three types are there. Now these are some related MCQs for you. Giving the high gain accuracy, differential instrument amplifier we having for the second. That is the first for the what are the features of instrumentation amplifier, high gain frequency, general purpose op amps, because we are using op amps in this. So differential instrumentation applied, what instrument used for the transistor that is resistive. Consider the instrumentation. In instrument amplifier use resistive. The voltage is given by RC by RE. Amplifier with the power supply and output circuit clearly isolated called as isolation amplifier. Then zero input, zero will getting common mode reduction always high. It requires high. Signals is both inverted. Okay. Then tau. So this is the MCQ related to this. Now these are the reference books which we use, which I use basically, from which I took some material to deliver this lecture. So these are the very good books. You can just go through it. R.H. Serni, Ali Foster is also very good book. Rajesh Prasad Khanna publisher good, and A.K. Sani having the vast measurement and instrumentation. So this is all about from my side. Thank you for listening. I hope you understand about this lecture. And in this lecture, we basically talked about the basically the isolation amplifiers, and we having what? We having the three types of isolation amplifier, which we have studied in detail manner. So I hope you understand. Thank you for listening. Thank you so